Top 10 airlines that filed bankruptcy in 2020. Air travel has been one of the hardest hit industries in the early days of the COVID-19 pandemic. As the virus spread to Europe, followed by the Americas and Africa, passenger demand plummeted across the board. People were second-guessing trips anywhere away from home and trying to avoid anything involving air travel, given the inherent close proximity to other people, some of whom could be carrying the virus. Notably, people were also delaying buying tickets for future travel due to the uncertainty surrounding the outbreak. The International Air Transport Association was saying that global losses could reach billions of dollars. So in today's video, we will take a look at some of the biggest airlines companies that filed for bankruptcy. Number 1. Flybe, UK. The involvement of Virgin Atlantic and a consortium of investors was not enough to save the largest independent regional airline in Europe, with 63 aircraft. Plans were sketched to rebrand Flybe as Virgin Connect and act as a feeder, but these never came to fruition. The British government came to the rescue, but this was, understandably, contested by other airlines. We guess public pressure to reduce short-haul flying didn't help either. The coronavirus epidemic has been the last straw. Number 2. Trans-States Airlines, USA. It is a Missouri-based regional airline that flies routes for United under the United Express brand. The airline had already been planning to shut down by the end of 2020, consolidating its operations with ExpressJet Airlines, another of United's regional carrier. However, due to the unforeseen impact of the coronavirus, the airline will cease all operations on April 1, Trans-States Holdings CEO said in a memo to employees. Trans-States operated a flight of Embraer ERJ-145 regional jets. Number 3. Air Italy. When Qatar Airways invested in ailing Italian airline Meridiana, it seemed that a new youth was at hand for this airline base that started out of Sardinia and is still partly owned by a society historically linked to the Aga Khan. However, it looks like the ambitious rebranding, renaming, and refleeting program was not enough to pull it out of the red. Air Italy was also heavily affected by the grounding of the Boeing 737 MAX, since it had bet on the type to form the backbone of its fleet. It had ordered 20 Boeing 737 MAX, of which 3 had already been delivered when the grounding happened. Number 4. South African Express. A regional airline in South Africa operating under the umbrella of South African Airways, although with a degree of operational and managerial independence. South African Express had already been experiencing some serious trouble well before the COVID-19 epidemic hit, and between May and August 2018, it had even had its AOC suspended and then reinstated. It is now entering liquidation procedures. Number 5. Virgin Australia. It is an Australian-based airline. It is the largest airline by fleet size to use the Virgin brand. On 21 April 2020, Virgin Australia Holdings went into voluntary administration due to the impacts of the COVID-19 pandemic and financial troubles in the years leading up to the pandemic. On 26 June 2020, it was announced that Bain Capital had entered into a sale and implementation deed with administrator Deloitte to acquire Virgin Australia. Number 6. Avianca, Colombia. Avianca, one of Latin America's largest and oldest airlines, filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy in May. Like other airlines, Avianca's woes were caused by coronavirus-related drops in travel demand. The airline's flight operations have been grounded since mid-March due to the pandemic, and the company's income has fallen over 80%. In filing for bankruptcy, the airline said it hopes to continue operations as COVID-19 restrictions are gradually lifted. Number 7. LATAM Argentina. The Argentinian subsidiary of the LATAM Group was giving up. The domestic operation had closed down, while the international services will be partly taken over by the group's units in Brazil, Chile, and Peru. That is, as soon as the travel situation is normalized. Number 8. AirAsia Japan. This is not the first time that an airline operating under the AirAsia Japan brand shuts down. The first attempt of the AirAsia Group to set up base in Japan ended up with part of the operations being transferred to its venture partner, ANA, in 2013 and rebranded as Vanilla Air, and subsequently merged into the Peach low-cost subsidiary. This second incarnation of AirAsia Japan has operated since 2017, but the demand shock caused by the COVID pandemic has been too much to bear. AirAsia Japan had a 320 aircraft in its fleet. Number 9. South African Airways. A rare instance of a flag carrier going under. The problems of South African Airways had been a long time in the making, but COVID-19 has been the final straw. A government-funded recapitalization of South African Airways had been the focus of political debate for already quite a few months. But it is not to be. South African Airways was one of the largest airlines in Africa. In other circumstances, South African Airways bankruptcy would have messed up South Africa's connectivity with the rest of the world. But with virtually no air traffic globally to speak of at the moment, the effect on traffic will not be felt immediately, and international airlines serving South Africa will possibly have time to readjust their schedules as soon as things start getting back to normal. Number 10. Flyest, Argentina. A small airline that operated mainly between Buenos Aires and Montevideo, as well as a couple of domestic destinations in Argentina with CRJ-200 aircraft. It was jointly owned by a local businessman and Spanish regional carrier Air Nostrum. There is still a chance it may get restructured and fly again, but chances look slim, even more so since the Argentinian economy is again in crisis. Thanks for watching the video. If you like it, then hit the like button. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel to watch more informative videos in future.